Yo, I gotta cut the song. Welcome to Carter's Corner Pocket, where we feel the rocket. Today, I'm talking GameStop. Yeah, I gotta cut the song short. It's gonna be a quick stream. I wish I could have done it earlier, but work got in the way. My bad. I've had like a cough from all this damn pollen outside, nonstop. Yeah, no, I had to do some work. So, maybe like 30 minutes, something like that, because I have to take my daughter. She's doing some like training, all-purpose training, just like drill work with cones, high stepping, different things, stretches, quick switch type of stuff. Trying to get her ready for the summer basketball season. But yeah, GameStop today ends at 27.46. I don't even look at Max Payne. I don't know where it's at. Maybe I should look at it. GME Max Payne. If I go at this rate, I'll never get done. All this stuff. I'm like looking at the stuff. Max Payne, what was it? $26? Goodness gracious! And we are at 27.46, up 1.4%. The Russell ended at 0.00%. Okay, and Best Buy up 2.59%. Now we're running in sync, kind of. At least we're not down while everything else is up on no material news. But other than that, we're still within this pennant. On the weekly, let me go to the weekly. Actually, let me go to the daily so you can see the daily, the way it's working out close up. So yeah, over here. First off, yeah, welcome everybody. Michael V, I saw you up in there. Let me see who else is in the chat. Adam, I saw you. Welcome. Adam, Dynamite, what's going down, man? Yeah, GME, best investment. What's going up, J Dubs? What's up, man? 51 for life, you know it. Yeah. So yeah, I cleared out this whole room. I'm about to be doing the flooring in it over the weekend. Hopefully, I can get some time to do it. But other than that, yeah, we're still within the pennant. We're still within the pennant. Um, we pounced off it. We're still hovering. I expect us to come down a little bit, um, only because of this. There's bearish divergence forming a little bit, just a little bit. Let's actually, it is forming right now. Now that I see the days played out, I'm not even playing when I don't look at the stock all day long. I used to. Now it's like maybe I'm just too busy. I'm too busy at work right now. Different stuff with life and all of that. But our overall thesis of GameStop is what? It's a long-term play. Ryan Cohen's turning it around, transforming the business. It's going to be a transformational turnaround. Me personally, I think we're at like the 65% mark. Um, Ryan Cohen's just keeping it all quiet under wraps as because he's not telegraphing himself to his enemies, literally enemies. It's not opponents, it's absolute enemies that we battle against. That's why we got to keep our mindset tight and right. That way, we don't even give a sliver of weakness. That way, we don't even let anything creep into our mind. That way, Reddit, people like Reddit, Richard Newton, sorry to say again, I'm not insulting him, but it's just the mentality that he has, that MOS mentality. The other type of mentality, the whole naked shorting, that whole theory, even Warren Kitty wasn't on it. He said he invested purely fundamentally. But over here, you can see over here, there's bearish divergence, higher highs on the chart right here, and on the MACD, lower highs over here. So yeah, eventually, maybe around, okay, maybe early next week, I see a pullback coming down because they have to keep us within the pennant. Otherwise, things will get out of hand. And we'll see. We'll see how it plays out in the end. Day-to-day stock price does not matter. You know that. Dynamite caught your stream earlier because I can. What's up, man? Welcome again. And yeah, so let me get down to it. The whole thing. Let me pull up my notes just in case to reference, in case I miss something, because like I want to communicate a lot of stuff, and a lot of times in live streams when I'm done, I'm like, man, I forgot to say that. Okay. U.S. equities extend their rally. Because of the growing conviction that the Fed's going to deliver rate cuts as early as June, but who knows how that's going to go. They give out some good news. They're in a blackout period now. The next meeting is May 7th. So it's like, yeah, let's give some good news out before we go into our blackout period. And we'll let them muddle with that. But other than that, okay, over here, GameStop, Mag 7 for the past month. They're all down 5%, 13%. Amazon down 8%, almost 9%. What is this? Nvidia down over 9%. Apple 6%, almost 7. Tesla down 1.5%. Okay, this is in the month. SPY down 4.7%. GameStop up 8%, doing the opposite. Okay, overall in the trend. That's because we're recession proof. We have all our cash. We have like endless, almost endless possibilities. Ryan Cohen can keep doing NFT marketplaces. He can keep doing that, and keep people can keep claiming that he failed. when you know it's the crypto regulation, the regulatory bodies, um, all of that. Okay, good. We got that out the way. This what I'm looking at. Goldman Sachs analysts suggest that systematic investment strategies, which are over here, I didn't have it in order because I've been patching this live stream together. Systematic investment strategies. They are carry trades. They are momentum, risk parity, hedge fund replication, short volatility strategies. So you know it's everything that's battling that we're going up against. Um, so they said, yeah, analysts suggest systematic investment strategies, trend following strategies. They've reduced their equity exposure to levels last seen in March 2020. So, yes. And then we're reading all of this. All of these hedge funds, retail investors keep buying. And the thing is, hedge funds, they've drastically reduced their equity exposure while retail investors have just been buying nonstop, keep buying all of this up. They're not selling. They're doing the opposite. So if hedge funds are doing selling everything, retail investors are buying nonstop. I'm not talking about GameStop. I'm talking about the overall market. Like me, I buy nonstop, and that's for a different reason. But I'm talking about general stocks that people don't do research on. That they hear, oh, like whatever you may pick, right? People keep buying, hedge funds are selling, just the general stocks. Maybe Nvidia, say Nvidia, right? Or probably the Mag 7. But yeah. So what do you think is going to happen? Who do you think is going to be on the right side of that trade? History says the hedge funds. So the economic downturn is coming. We saw the IMF raise their chances of the U.S. downturn from 25% to a 40% chance. You know, we're approaching the 50% chance. And literally, he said, just one bad news event from making it tip the scales. So we're almost there. Not like I'm wishing for it, but I mean, the prophecy has been told. So yeah, hedge funds have sharply reduced their equity exposure while retail investors are holding on, buying more, and retail is going to end up losing in the end because there will be an economic downturn thanks to all these geopolitical tensions, thanks to the tariffs, thanks to just all the back end stuff that they don't want to release into the media that's going on in the financial markets. So how they play with money from country to country, family offices, all of that's good stuff, you know. So here you go. Retail investors kept buying the dip in stocks last week while hedge funds sold. And this is Bank of America saying it, Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan saying all the same things, confirming it. Hedge fund institutional clients were sellers. And I told you the exposure is as low as it was in March of 2020. So that's extreme, all while the market is pumping up. So it's like they're just going to pull the rug out from under retail. But we're smarter than average retail, right? We are not dumb money. And I think they can get it through their heads. I definitely think they tried to attack the still leftover dumb money people in GameStop. Like, no offense, the people in Cosmic Lightning Warriors chat yesterday. That's no slight to Cosmic, right? It's mainly to the people in his chat. That was a good interview with Morantz and Cosmic. It was evident, clear and evident, that us and our little cult that we're in are vastly more educated than the other GameStop shareholders. But yeah, here you go, another one. Hedge fund flow funds 2025 selling on discretionary stocks. Why am I looking at this? They're fleeing the stocks of companies that provide discretionary items and services consumers want but do not need, because this stuff happens when recessions happen. This stuff happens when economic downturns happen. Nobody's going to be buying Louis Vuitton purses. Maybe some people, but you know what I mean. When you can get Dooney and Burke for whatever, TJ Maxx, $40-$50. Don't ask me how I know, but yeah. So just saying, like, people will opt for the cheaper option. GameStop has a whole lineup of Switch 2 accessories that are about 30 to 40% cheaper than the Nintendo alternative. And you know the reviews of the CandyCon. People are always wondering, like, hey, is it going to be as good? The CandyCons, they say the click, I don't even know how to say it, the clickability or something of that, the response to the buttons is very snappy, you know, and it's a good feel in the hand. So yeah, there's that, right? We got hedge funds selling off, retail buying, not us. I mean us, but not us. It's hedge funds, not foreign investors that have been dumping stocks. I think it's definitely foreign investors that have dumped stocks earlier, but now it's hedge funds. And the hedge funds have been doing it alongside with it. This is a global thing, regardless. So everything banks on the U.S. economy. Um, where the U.S. economy moves, the world moves. We pull it with us. Um, Here you go. Do we need to read it again? This is just Goldman Sachs saying the same thing. Okay, same thing. Up in whatever, same thing. It's just it's actually encouraging. They're trying to encourage retail investors to get into it and go along with the wild swings, which is the dumbest thing you can do. Apollo Global forms a new group to attract retail investors. Surprise, surprise, right? Apollo Global created a new division to oversee four businesses aimed at pulling in capital from individuals and cultivating new partnerships with traditional asset managers, according to a media report called New Markets. The unit will be led by Neil Mehta, a 17-year Apollo veteran. This is just a fancy way of saying they're trying to steal retail's money. Suck it up, right? No Tony De Niro. I'm saying every stream. That dude. That dude. Anyways, who is Neil Mehta, right? What has he done in the past? He working at Apollo. He came in, bought up this whole block. Where am I at? 458? Okay. Billionaire venture capitalist. Basically, he's paired up with the city. The city's giving him kickbacks. He bought up a section of property in San Francisco, and he's been running out the small businesses over there and not giving them renewals to their leases, doing all types of stuff. And like old businesses, I'm talking about 40 years in the neighborhood type of businesses, kicking them out, raising rent, whatever it may be. And he's saying he's bringing this in here. Where was it? He's working with San Francisco. Whatever, you know the guy. The dude's a piece of junk. Um, let's see. He bought it in the Fillmore neighborhood commercial corridor, only to ramp up rents of several beloved legacy small businesses, leading to the closure of one and imminent displacement of another. Okay, if you know private equity, if you watch Moran's Rants, you know some of the verbiage over here. Let me read this next paragraph. Amano was never given an opportunity to extend his lease. He wasn't even given time enough to find a new location and keep his workers employed, all while the other Mehta properties sit vacant. Several other restaurants have been closed under Mehta's ownership, and several rent-controlled tenants have reached out to the board of supervisors to say they have also been pressured to accept buyouts. Leverage buyouts, that's all these people do. You know, it's the same verbiage, different game. It's real estate over here. This all came on the heels of Mayor London Breed's citywide neighborhood rezoning proposal, which specifically incentivizes the lucrative redevelopment of otherwise intact neighborhoods while downtown continues to sit vacant. So they're kicking him out. He's getting kickbacks, incentives from San Francisco, from the mayor, just like Ken Griffin did the same thing in Illinois. And then when his mayor that he paid for didn't get elected, he booked it and went to Florida. So these people run in the same circles. They do the same as Sonder, which went public via SPAC in 2022. So you know the whole deal, right? He's associated with the worst of them. China, where's China at, right? There've been no material talks, and the market's pumped up because the claim that there's talks. Anyways, China, they're pumping up their system nonstop. They gave 60 billion US dollars. They pumped it into the markets last month. This month is 80 billion, and it's all the tariffs. Here, People Bank of China injected 80 billion into financial institutions through a one-year medium-term lending facility, April 25th. People Banks of China decision comes as China faces external headwinds, notably from the new U.S. tariffs, and as the government ramps up fundraising through special government bond issuances. It's aimed at maintaining ample liquidity in the banking system amid heightened economic uncertainties. They do this every month. They do this nonstop. I'm sure if you go back and add up the amount they've injected over the past year, it is an exorbitant amount. It is crazy to even fathom. But yeah, 80 billion like nothing, right? 60 billion at the end of March, like nothing. Here you go, just to see where we are in the economy over here. These are pawn shops, right? A pawn shop owner. The one thing he's short on is space. Right now we have a glut of inventory, Barron said, which tells me that our clientele doesn't necessarily have money. Accumulating pawn shop inventory means fewer buyers than sellers, a sign that for lowest income Americans, times remain tough. Okay, that's mainly what I wanted to get through because People always call GameStop what? A used video game pawn shop. Okay, so that automatically means to me GameStop's going to be taking in more used video games, getting more high margin sales, more used consoles, more high margin sales, and that's all Ryan Cohen's about, living life in the margins, right? Um, GameStop Switch 2 pre-orders. Here, no, I wanted to read this different. GameStop Switch 2 pre-orders started poorly too. Okay, this fool Jay Peters apparently hates GameStop. Can't say Best Buy, can't say Walmart, can't say Target. They all had issues, right? And by the way, to point it out, GameStop, I'm guarantee I want to do research on it because I studied marketing. Their marketing of going online live at 11 a.m. I wonder what that was. And to me, it seems smart. I know the website was down, just sheer volume. It happens everywhere. It's not like GameStop was ill prepared. Walmart, you don't think Walmart was trying to be prepared? They went down too. Target went down. Everyone went down. But they have to list GameStop right up there, right? Jay Peters. And Jay Peters, what's up? Over here, you want digital games to go away? When will physical video games go away? Jay Peters. This dude just hates GameStop, and he's gonna mention GameStop in here. All of that. Moving along. I don't got time for trash. Um, now you can, and over here. My bad, yo. I'm not reading the chat because I'm trying to get through what I have to get through, and then maybe I'll read it if I have time. But let's see. Now you can easily double gain. What the hell is that? Oh, true. Oh, I love that song. Anyways, now you can easily double up your GameStop gains or losses. They're trying to get people, idiots, to invest in the T-Rex 2X long daily. You know these leveraged ETFs. It's not for buying and holding. It's for like short-term gains. And what are they going to do right now? Like I said, watch. GameStop's price is going to drop. And hey, if I'm wrong, I'll gladly be wrong because then I'll be up. It's a win-win situation, right? But I foresee it dropping because of this bearish divergence right over here on the 30-minute chart. You see it climbing up. You see it going down right here. So I see a pullback. And what conveniently they announce this leading up to where I see the pullback coming. But maybe I'm completely wrong. But if it happens, that's exactly what I expected them to do. Get this leverage thing up, get people that are not like us, to leverage themselves into this 2x leverage ETF and to over leverage themselves. And then, GameStop will drop. They'll get all their money taken because they don't understand how to operate in that space. The hell is my mouse? My cursor. The hell is my cursor? All right, I'm gonna do it this way. Oh, maybe I need to charge my GameStop wireless mouse. That's a beast, lightweight. Yeah, so that's what I see this as being. They're trying to just get people to be like, oh, Moas tomorrow. Warren Kitty's tweeting this Sunday because he normally tweets Sunday this. Last year he tweeted May something or the other. He's gonna do it this year. Gonna get idiots to put their money in it and rug pull it out under them. That's why the best thing, cost average, just buy consistently over time. Here's another person. I got my Switch 2 pre-order at GameStop the old-fashioned way, lining up at GameStop. This is the underestimated part of GameStop when idiots try to value it. Here you go. GameStop also allowed customers to pre-order the console in person. He's talking about how he went to Best Buy. Let's see. Where's the Best Buy part? My bad. Okay. Here you go. GameStop allowed customers to pre-order the console in person when stores open for business on April 24th. With the advent of e-commerce, pre-ordering video games in brick-and-mortar store has become quaint practice that's fallen out of fashion, something looked upon with nostalgia. Nostalgia is the key word for GameStop and customer service. That's what gets people hooked. For the midnight releases of years gone by, but for many people, physically pre-ordering a Switch 2 was the best and easiest way to secure one. I should know. It's how I got mine. Knowing GameStop opened its online pre-orders at 11 a.m. on April 24th, I thought I might give it a go there, but it was not to be. GameStop later pre-order launch was just as chaotic, frustrating, and fruitless as it was for the other stores. But then I remembered seeing a post on Blue Sky from Bloomberg's Jason Schreier about 40 people waiting online at my local GameStop for 80 Switch 2s. Better odds than the website. And then I saw my local GameStop on Howe Road in Akron, Ohio, open soon, and I was no more than 15-minute ride away. So I packed my wallet and my dog Boo and went down there, only to be greeted by a line full of people, some of whom have been waiting for days. So yeah, it's been unbelievably busy. One GameStop employee told me. He was talking about people camping for multiple days, which he advised them not to come back. And over here, no, the price is not good. People are talking about the prices, how the Switch is like it's just too much. People are like, no, it's not going to affect me buying it. It's just going to make me upset. They're still going to buy it. They're hooked on it, you know. Um, Let me see where else we're at. Every so often, GameStop employee would take a total tally of customers who wanted a bundle. He'd point to a person in line who was well ahead of me and say, "You're the last." According to a sign on the door, that location had been allotted 44 bundles and 19 regular Switch 2 consoles. But throughout my time in the line, I overheard them say to customers that they expect to have more units available to be purchased when the console launches on June 5th. These type of interactions are awesome. He said he also pre-ordered the Donkey Kong Bonanza. He got the Mario Kart bundle because the employee said there's more Switch 2's bundles available for the store. Um, and he was saying, I shouldn't be all that surprised that this worked out as well as it did. Sometimes the old ways simply work the best. And that's the thing about GameStop. That's the nostalgia, the midnight releases, the releases, standing in line, waiting. Um, do they have the picture? A picture? They have some other pictures. I saw a dude, dad, hanging out with his two sons, just chilling over there, and they were playing Super Smash Bros. And stuff. Like that type of camaraderie, those memories you create. It's more than just a click and a buy on Amazon, a click and a buy on Target, a cold ass Walmart employee being like, "Get the hell up out of here!" And damn, I gotta unlock the damn case. You know, you don't get that at GameStop. Um, you get a community feel, and in these niche markets, Pokemon with the tournaments, the trade and play tournaments, my son wants to go to, the gaming, the midnight releases, all of these things create a sense of community, sense of like I don't know, a great sense, a great feel, and it brings back that nostalgia to people. And here you go, you'll see, you'll read right over here. It says Best Buy opened their pre-order. These are the comments. The comments is where you get a lot of great information on the real way things are, the real direction that whatever topic is moving, whatever you want to research. But you got to weed through them. Here you go. I logged into Best Buy 8:55 and was immediately put in a queue. At 9:40, I was still in the queue, but then something went wrong. I got an error. I got in my car, drove to GameStop, which is 10 minutes away, and there were 40 people in line. I was about to leave, but the clerk came out and said there were enough units for everyone. Come 10 a.m., there were about 80 people in line. Spoke with some people in line that were all in their 40s, many getting for their kids, others for themselves. We have a wide customer base. We have children, we have grown-ups and children, all types of stuff. I was part of both camps. So he was getting it for himself and his children. Everyone was super chill, finally got to the front, placed my order. The guy at the counter told me they had enough units for double that line of 80. I went home, got back to my computer, and I see a message from 11:15 a.m. from Best Buy saying it was time to place my pre-order and that my queue had timed out. I have no regrets. They prefer the in-person experience. There's another one. Let's see. Where was it? There was another one I wanted to read. There's idiots over here. Here. Facts. I took Uber to my local GameStop, downtown New York, and it was a nice lady already there, securing one for her daughter. I held the spot for my homie, so around 9 a.m. it was five of us. By 11 a.m. it was close to 20, with 31 Mario Kart bundles and 15 core systems. So obviously, they cater how many bundles go to which GameStop through analytics, big data, whatever, through analytics. Okay, but that's a change. That's what we do. We're not going to oversupply certain stores. We look at foot traffic, all of that, and think about all the foot traffic coming into the store. All the people that are going to go buy used Switch games, accessories, different things. And you know why you buy used Switch games? Because the console is backwards compatible, and that's awesome. So yeah, there's that. Where else am I at? GameStop lines are insane. Here, they're balling playing Super Smash Bros. Waiting overnight. Um, Father over here chilling. Here, some Nintendo Switch 2 customers lucky enough to be first in line. for the pre-order. Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders. Why did I highlight that? Anyways. Oh yeah, the 11 a.m. I'm sure there was some type of marketing thing to the 11 a.m. Online release. Um, and this GameStop's talking about the bots and duplicate orders. They're gonna get rid of it. They're gonna sift through the orders and all of that. So that's pretty cool. Kind of showing that they have their customers back, right? Um, that they're on the customer side. After Switch 2 pre-order sellout, GameStop vows to cancel bot orders. Here's another long line. That said, it's holds its online pre-orders in the morning with in-store pre-orders taking place as soon as the store opened. For those who struck out overnight, the chain represented a final hope. At the moment, it's unclear where those consoles will be made. Okay, you get the deal. I gotta bounce, but let me just play this real quick. Where is it at? Right over here. Let me play these real quick. I want to get through this. 750.
I think it will catch other people's attention too. But even I was trying to do. I feel last time I saw commerce transform a bit, maybe more experiential type focus in stores, maybe something to that effect. But even still, that e-commerce angle, there's 800% growth they had. Like this growth is. Oh, that's what this article did a good job of really harping on this too. Um, where was it? Operations restructured. Growth catalyst. Oh, yeah, he was talking about some growth catalysts. Extremely fast-growing e-commerce. So thanks for sharing stock market videos. I agree. I think it will catch
So over
other
here,
people's
he's looking
attention.
at growth catalysts. This is everything GameStop has done. New gaming console cycle that last year's. So we're just starting the refresh of the console cycle. Nintendo Switch kicks it off right in the middle, kind of. Xbox will come in a couple years, and then PlayStation right after that. So we have that to look forward to. Extremely fast growing e-commerce business. These are growth catalysts for GameStop. Done it, right? We're geared towards e-commerce. The sales are going to be massive. I don't know the numbers personally. New app, software launches, other growth catalysts. We're doing it all, right? Pokemon as well, TCG, trading, PSA, grading. um, yeah, so there's that, right? I wish I did this first because I wanted to listen to this guy, Keith Gill, first. Let me get to it.
Yeah, Trey. If you were short, you had your chance. I mean, it's not over yet. No victory laps yet. Legit, I'm serious. But like, if it were gonna happen, I suspect that it should have already happened. And then Trey saying like, hey, it should have happened already, but it kind of died with.
And right now he's talking about if it were to go bankrupt, if it were to go out of business, it should have happened by now. Yeah.
Well, the
And this is
movie
right
cycle,
before
I
the
think,
squeeze.
gives Trey confidence. Fox, it's one possibility, not my base case. As Fox is responding to whether a tender offer. Fox is saying a tender offer is not his base case, and Fox has been updating his
Hold on one
models too.
second.
We've been
Here you
talking
go.
about on the stream along the way as he gets new news. This rich, it's like wealthy. So, and who was it? Fox who said like that. But his reputation, he has a reputation, and now he's uber wealthy. So, and who was it? Fox who said like there's more to this than money at this point. At some point, once you become this rich, it's like, it's money is almost secondary. It's more Ryan Cohen has a story to tell about his life, like these decisions he makes. And so, but I've been trying to think about some of these moves in that light, even though I still don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Right? What's this Jordan? Why? What's the secret sauce?
So yeah, there you go. He's doing it for his reputation, for the reputation, for the legacy. He has children that will look up to him and see his work ethic, the way that he did to his father. And if you don't think he wants to continue that type of legacy, leading by example, you got another thing coming. And he's doing it with GameStop. He started with Chewy. He's going to finish it with GameStop, guaranteed.
Yeah, Trey.
And this, what he's talking about, is crazy to me. GameStop had private jets. Did you know that? Talking about over leveraging, right? Private equity over leveraging GameStop, making terrible decisions, wasting money. This was the plan to crash GameStop the whole time. Thanks to Ryan Cohen, this whole thing has turned around.
Shoulda, woulda died already due to poor management buying big useless acquisitions of private jets, and they're still crushing. It makes me feel confident. Yeah. I agree with you, Trey. If you were short, you had your chance. I mean, it's not over yet. No victory laps yet. Legit, I'm serious. But like, if it were gonna happen, I suspect that it should have already happened. And then Trey saying like, hey, it should have happened already, but it kind of died with all them doing some of the right things. Gives Trey confidence. Fox.
Yeah, so that's it, right? No more over leveraging. Think about that. GameStop was still successful while they were over leveraging it. Ryan Cohen took over, stopped all of that, doesn't pay himself anything, got rid of the private jets, right? Private jets, whatever. He's weeding all of that out, getting rid of all of that, making GameStop an efficient company, shrinking the footprint. Like he talks about over here, the footprint shrinking as well, right? He talks about shrinking the footprint. He talks about how they should have gone bankrupt. In the end, if you wanna figure out what Ryan Cohen's all about, I expect every last sentence of this. I expect everyone to roll up their sleeve. Actually, I'm gonna read this, because it's survival, right? His mindset is survival. It's not I've made it. It's no. Forget how much. Even with $6 billion in cash, he's thinking survival, guaranteed. Prospering in retail means survival. If he didn't have that mentality, we would not be here. If we survive, we stay in the game. Survival is avoiding the deadly sins that often lead retailers to self-destruct. This is usually a result of the following: buying bad inventory, using leverage, running expenses too high. By avoiding these self-inflicted mistakes and focusing on the basics, GameStop can be here for a long time. I expect everyone to roll up their sleeves and work hard. I'm not getting paid, so I'm either going down with the ship or turning the company around. I much prefer the latter. It won't be easy. Best of luck to us all, Ryan. That's what he's about. I have the same mentality. It's not easy. Life is not easy. Investing is not easy. Learning lessons is not easy. Investing lessons through GameStop is not easy because everyone expected a MOAS, right? Forget it. I'm geared towards the long term, and that's what it's going to be. Until then, I'm going to see y'all next week, y'all. Let me see. Yeah, I got to get up out of here, guys. Got to get up out of here. Got to make it. Got 11 minutes to zoom down the street. Be careful. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. Peace. What's up, Jay Christie? Because I can. Mind games. Welcome, man. Allison, the Woken Sheep is going down. Stay happy. Retailers buying. I buy GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop, man. Peace.